I
today.
mean, there's
Should
reasons.
we just wait to talk about it?
Okay. Yeah, if it's just a final score, then yeah, I deserve lumps. I mean, there were a lot of things that could have been done different. But yeah, we'll talk about Yankees Red Sox. Talk a little bit about the Julio Jones trade and what that looks like and what that means and what we think. A little surprised on what they got back for him, but yeah, we could talk about that too. But kicking it off, I'm sure you enjoyed the last couple days of MLB. Yes?
I mean, we've been waiting all year for this, Jim, you and I, and probably every other Red Sox and Yankee fan. And we kept saying, why are we waiting till June? So I figured it out why we waited so long, Jim. Because, the Sox are just going to win and sweep every series. That's why. They figured, why start them early and just have the Red Sox annihilate and outscore 18-11 the Yankees in New York, in the house that Ruth almost built. You know what I mean? I know they changed the stadiums around, but man, in Yankee Stadium, after one of the longest losing streaks in that stadium,
you guys have not been able to win here.
No. And I'll tell you what, man, I could not have been happier. We took the first two. Last night's game, went into 10 and it ended like that. And, we were talking earlier about how Boom didn't react more to that called strikeout in the bottom of the ninth. But, I keep saying how much longer till Boom gets fired, but apparently they're going to ride that a little bit longer, of course. But very happy, very excited about the pitching for the Sox. Like I was texting you guys the other night, Carl Pavano looked really good. Here, let me pull up some stats here. Not Carl Pavano. What was I
was going to say? Carl Pavano's on your team now?
Jesus. Evaldi. Why did I confuse him and Evaldi?
I thought it was my hearing. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
So one thing I am a little concerned about is Erod. So granted, they won the other night when he started, but he's had like 3 or 4 starts now. I can't believe I said Carl Pavano.
I can't either.
Holy shit. Nathan Evaldi. Sorry, Evaldi. But he pitched well, but Erod hasn't had last 3-4 starts, hasn't really looked too well. But they still ended up with the win. Would they win 7-3 that game? I want to say they end up scoring 4 in the top of the 8th. Just a fun series to watch, and it was exciting. And it's Yankee Red Sox baseball again. Sunday night baseball. Bam, there they were. Just super cool, cool. I know it's not what Yankee fans wanted, but to be quite honest, it's kind of shocking at their offense. Their offense is pretty shocking right now.
I'll tell you. I mean, the last 10 games were 2-8, right? 31-29 for the season. We're almost to 500 again, and 17-16 at home, which there's no home field advantage, and it's really it kind of boggles your mind, right? You look at DJ's there, Judge is there, Glaber's there, Urshela, Stan. They're all there. It's not like the whole team is on the IL, and still. Thank you. Thanks, Shani. Wow. Right, swinging right for the fences with the first comment. I mean, that was just disgusting. But, I mean, they're just not getting it done. I mean, they're like a double play machine. They were saying the last night on the game. I mean, the leadoff guy gets on, double play. Next inning, leadoff, double play. It's unbelievable. I mean, you want them swinging a bat. Right. I mean, to me, there's some luck involved, too. I mean, the fact that we're not hitting it in the holes, we're hitting it to someone every time. It's incredible what's happening to me. I mean, even at the end of the game there with DJ going the other way, but hits it to second and gets thrown out. And it's just not happening. And we talk about Boone, and I think to myself, right, is it the hitting coach? Right. Does the hitting coach play a part in this? Is it on him? The fact that none of them could get it going. I mean, last night's game, the game 3 of the series, a couple of innings, we let off. The first two guys lead off with singles. Bang, bangs. First and second. Boom. Okay, here's something happening. But then just can't get it done. Can't get the big hit. Can't drive the guys in. No little ball. God forbid we sacrifice or bunt or do any kind of hit and run. Nothing. No, we can't do that stuff. Right? There's none of that kind of, let's just swing for the fences and hope it works out. No, we can't. It just can't happen like that. And, like you said, the game with the first game with King. And I found something odd that game. So I'm watching the game and Michael King's on the mound and he's got his hand in the glove. And his hand, I could see his hand. And before he throws the pitch, I'm thinking, wow, that camera could see right into his glove. I wonder if Devers could see it. And boom, boom, that ball got hit. It was a missile into right field. I mean, but, to me, though, King after that, right, falls behind early. Boom, we give up the big hit in the first inning. But, man, he really settled down and shut the Red Sox down. I mean, he had the immaculate inning, right? You saw that 9-pitch, 3 strikeouts. 9-pitch, 3 strikeout inning. First time in Yankee Red Sox history that happened, which I couldn't believe. And they said,
I'll give him that.
Yeah. I mean, 9 pitches. And the next inning, he got out of the inning in 5 pitches. Not, 14 pitch, 2 inning, up 3 up, 3 down. I mean, that's pretty impressive. But, and you can't say, well, that was a light hitting. No, that was 6 of the 9 batters on the team went down that quickly.
Right.
And like they were saying, it's like the 93rd, 94th time an immaculate inning has happened. Meanwhile, there's been like 400 no hitters, but only 90. Right. Oh, that, I mean, you think that? I mean, I found odd that there was that little. It's only happened that scarcely 9-pitch inning.
Yeah,
9-pitch,
crazy.
3 strikeout. 9-pitch, 3 strikeout.
Right. I mean, that is pretty hard though if you think about it. Not saying that a no hitter is easy, but boy, I'm kind of surprised, like Ryan or Clemens or Pedro or
Randy
Maddox
Johnson,
or somebody.
Right, Randy Johnson back then. Right, Nolan Ryan.
These power guys.
Yeah. I mean, you may foul a ball off it too, but you would think they could have mowed down. And I didn't look to see who the 94 people that did it, but they had to have done it once.
Right.
I have to think Nolan Ryan has half a dozen of those.
Right. Probably 92 of them,
Yeah. I'll tell you somebody that surprised me on your team last night. That left-hander out of the bullpen. I don't think I know, was it Hernandez or something?
Oh, no. Wait, was it Hernandez who first came in? Or was it Taylor?
No. It had to be Hernandez. If you have a Hernandez, that kid came in, he threw sidearm.
Oh, yes, I know who you're talking about. Darwinzon or something like that. Darwinzon Hernandez, yes.
Yes, okay. Whatever that kid was doing, it was registering like 92, 93. I swear to God, it looked like it was 110 coming out. I mean, they looked like they had no chance at that ball. I don't remember seeing. I don't know if is he new on the team. I don't remember seeing that kid before, but man, he was pretty impressive.
He's been with us since. Let's see here. I'm trying to pull up some stats for that young man. No, he's been with us for a couple of years now. I thought he just came on last year, but since 2019. So, but what I like and yeah, Shaney, that's who I thought he was talking about. Taylor struck out Stanton in 3 pitches, and the third one, no one could hit because it bounced in the dirt, outside.
Yeah.
Alex, thanks for joining us. Shana, you too. So what I really liked last night, when I think the score was 3-2, I think Arroyo led off with a double, pinch hit double. Verdugo hits one to first, moves a runner over to third. Bogarts hits what's your center field, about 480. Bogarts hits like a 478-foot sacrifice fly, but he wasn't trying to hit a home run, but it still went that far. They played small ball. When they have to, they play small ball. You talk about the sacrifice. They talk about the moving people over. Right. And, man, they just got players to do it. And you could tell when Verdugo goes up and he starts choking up, you can tell he's intentionally hitting the ball somewhere. And I just loved watching it. Yes, Shaney, Taylor did suck to start. And I'll tell you what, Taylor, and this is why I thought you were talking about him, Jim. He comes in, he's throwing 82 miles an hour, 84. And then all of a sudden his next pitch is like 97. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And then when he got Stanton to strike out with 2 fastballs and then I want to say a breaking pitch outside. Once again, our relievers played super huge in this series.
Yeah.
Huge. Erod went 5. What's his face went 5 yesterday. God, who started? I'm sorry.
Garrett.
Garrett Richards went at least 5.
But we were hitting him.
You guys were.
We were getting base hits.
But you only scored 3 runs. You only scored 3 runs. Double plays.
Yep. It's all double plays. And they said the Yankees haven't won a game where their opponent scored 5 runs this season. That's terrible. Wow. That's terrible. You score 5, you win. That's it. Yeah. I mean, you guys scored 5, 7, and 6. All 3 games, we lost all 3. Yeah. And we scored 2, 3, and 5. Last night we fought a little bit, but man, even game 2. So, the game's close. Green comes in, Chad Green, who's normally money. He gives up 4 runs. I mean, Dahlbeck hits that shot.
Why'd they leave him in?
I have no idea.
Why did they leave that guy in? I mean,
because he's normally money. He's normally there, and he's in high leverage spots. And, I mean, Dahlbeck hits that 453-foot shot, moonshot. They did. They blew every game. I mean, it was sick.
Red Sox didn't. And that was the difference last year. Granted, our starters weren't great last year either. But, boy, we just couldn't pitch last year. And this year, got our bullpen. What did they do to Dahlbeck after that home run? They pushed him in that shopping carriage. Yeah. I love that. They're having a little bit of fun. You know what I mean? Cora's back. And, oh, man, I love the way they're playing right now. Absolutely love it. They're playing Miami today in a makeup game from, I think, what did it say, March 29th or 30th, the day they got all that rain. But so I think they're up 1-0 still. I've been keeping track of that score. But, just a great weekend series. And I'll tell you what, Tampa's still there. Actually, it's Red Sox 2, Marlins 1. So, but anyways, love the every fit pitcher. Yes, sure does, Shane. It's not just for one batter. It's not just for 2 batters. It's Barnes came in last night again. I think he pitched in every game. He
struggled. He was struggling last night. He was out of gas, soaking wet.
He was a little hurting because I want to say he pitched in all 3 games.
He did.
Yeah, he pitched in all 3 games of the series, and he got the win last night. So, with an ERA at 2.73 and 14, 15 saves, man, we finally got our closer. You know what I mean? Finally got our closer.
I mean, and you hope that he's going to last the season as your closer because, I mean, he's not an overpowering guy, right? He throws some finesse and some, paints the corners and off-speed stuff. But, he threw probably 24, 25 pitches last night, and I thought, okay, we got him. I mean, Glaber got that big hit down the line in the bottom of the 9th, right? Scores Judge. We tie the game, and then that terrible call that Alex brought up, that Odor's up. The ball's this far outside, strike 3. How do you can't ring him up on that in that position, bottom of the 9th, at home, way outside. It wasn't even the ball was not even close to the paint, and he calls strike 3. And then after that, does Boone come out screaming? No. Does he get thrown out? No, he doesn't get thrown out of the game. One of the coaches the bench coach gets thrown out. The hitting coach is cursing at the umpire. Everyone's freaking out, and Boone's out there jogging out. Hey, let's have a little talk.
Yeah,
true.
True.
It's. I don't understand that. He's come out with some fire when he called them savages in the box and all this stuff a couple of years ago. But man, maybe it's the pacemaker he's got that he can't go too worked up. But I think to myself, and you've been saying it all along. When's he getting fired? I think to myself, I mean, they got to do something. Has to change. If your whole team is underperforming, it starts with leadership. It starts with the manager. You got to look at who's running the show and is he the right guy. I mean, because I think to myself, if he never got that home run off of Wakefield way back when 2003, would he really be the manager today? I know that's one of your favorite plays, but would he be the manager today? Right? I mean, besides that one home run, he has nothing else to really show for his career, right? He did win that game, huge spot, Wakefield, go to the World Series, but still.
What's his coaching resume though? What's his
He never
what's
managed
on
before.
there? He never managed anywhere, right?
No,
Never in
no.
AAA.
No.
God, I'm surprised they didn't hire Lou Brown.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously they did have an extensive search, and he won a job. So but I think at some point they got to say, you know what, we got to pull the plug. We got to make a change. If the whole lineup is in there, and you can't say, well, we're ravaged with injuries. That's not the case. They're all there, and we're not getting it done. Then you got to make a change. I mean, there's no way around it. To me, there's no way around it. You got to make a change. But
and Wakefield should have never been a relief pitcher. Never. Shanny, I'm with you. Grady Little. I wanted to smack him with a friggin' a dead fish that night across the face. How do you let Wakefield in as a reliever?
What else? Who else did you have?
Anybody?
It was what, the 14th inning or something, and
but he throws 57 miles an hour. It's like, come on, you can't bring him in. I mean, everybody's ready to tee off on that shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, I love Wakefield. He was always about 15-15 every year. He'd always give you 15 wins, so 14 wins. So
I agree with your brother there though. Odor 170. I mean, signing him, bringing him in. I mean, I guess we needed somebody over there, but he still pulls the ball. And they were saying the other day to you, oh, he's one of the Yankees' hottest hitters. I'm like, hold on. Odor's one of the Yankees' hottest hitters. Then we really have a problem. I mean, he can't be our leading hitter at bat 170. Frazier hit the big go-ahead home run a couple nights ago before the Boston series, but then did nothing this series. Just so many guys just could not get it done. It's just, and really, so last night's game with the crowd there, so they were up to like 19, 20,000 now in fans. And man, you heard it coming through the TV speakers. You heard the crowd at the end of that game, and they stayed there till the end. They wanted to win in the worst way against the Red Sox. And I mean, it was so good to hear and like reminiscent of being in the stands and getting I'm high-fiving everybody when I'm at the games. It doesn't matter if I know you or not. I mean, big play comes up, you're part of the whole dynamic, right? And it was great to hear that last night.
Now was that the game where that kid caught the foul ball and he starts high-fiving everybody? Did you see that?
No.
I want to say it was. So this little kid catches a foul ball in right fieldish, I want to say, over by the line. Mm-hmm. And he's sitting there with his glove and he catches it. And this one adult tried like jumping right in front of him. Didn't mean to, of course, but jumped up from his seat. This little kid catches it. Everybody's high-fiving. Even like some Red Sox fans were high-fiving him. And just the smile on this kid's face.
That's awesome.
Man, he's like, I mean, he's going to be able to tell that story forever. To be in the perfect place at the perfect time for that foul ball.
That's right.
And so one thing last night, I'm watching the game. Normally, I can't stand A-Rod. I can't. But he wasn't so terrible last night. You know what I mean? He really wasn't so terrible last night. I don't know if it's because him and J-Lo aren't together anymore and he's enjoying himself maybe a little bit more. But, I mean, it was just he was actually pretty good for Sunday Night Baseball, talking about the Red Sox, New York rivalry, of course, and talking about the pros and cons of playing in Boston and New York and stuff like that. So I thought it was kind of neat. Yeah. I mean, it's and everybody forgets, A-Rod was a Red Sox until the Major League Baseball said no. He was a Boston Red Sox. Mm-hmm. He was there, and Manny was gone.
Right. So you remember why the Yankees even went after him, right? Because someone got hurt playing basketball.
That's right.
Aaron Boone.
Aaron Boone. Yeah.
He was our third baseman. And he blows out his knee, and then we swooped in and took A-Rod.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Somehow that trade was okay, though. Wasn't okay that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it all worked out because we ended up winning anyway. So it's okay.
Yeah. Well, now you'll see. Now you're going to see J-Lo up there with Affleck in Fenway.
Yeah, back wearing the Red Sox hats again. She goes from New York to Boston.
And then A-Rod will come to town. I mean, I don't.
They'll all be buddies and hang out. It's just so weird, man.
It is.
How they can keep doing that. But great series. And let's see. When do we play again? We play very soon.
Yeah, we have a bunch of games coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like. Let me see here. We play. Why is my full schedule coming up? Here we go. So it looks like we play Miami tonight, and then Houston, Toronto. Wait, again. So we don't play again till June 25th.
All right.
And then on to the second half of the season. So we only have 3 more games for the month of June into July 11th. That's insane. It's still insane.
I think there's like 16 more games, though.
Yeah,
I think
so it's going to be all
19.
second half.
Yeah.
Going to be all
Which it should
half.
be. It should be. I mean,
especially the way it's playing out, Jim, too, So it looks like kind of we're all going to be around.
I mean, if the Rays keep, I mean, I don't care what you say. The Red Sox are overachieving. Everyone, I'm going to have to go back and find the clip of you preseason saying, "Yeah, I'm not too excited about this year. I'm not."
I picked them to win the. I did pick them to win the division. You said
I think you were nervous about the rotation.
Of course, I was. But I said they were winning because of Cora. So I still remember this. I picked them. I picked Chicago White Sox. And I picked Houston in the American League. And then I picked Atlanta, Milwaukee, and the Dodgers. So I said the Red Sox, and you're like, come on, John, you can't be serious.
Right. That's right.
I am serious, and stop calling me Shirley.
Yeah, I mean, so really, the Rays, though, I mean, I don't know when you guys are playing the Rays coming up, but
next, Houston and then Toronto. So we get a real tough, like 7-game stretch there.
Really and we got a softer next 7 games.
Yeah, they were talking.
I think we
about
got Philly, and Minnesota. So we're going to Minnesota tomorrow.
Yeah, but boy, Minnesota's good. They're just not playing well. You
just
got to
like
be
us.
careful.
Just like us.
I know. That's why you got to be careful with teams like that.
Yeah. We're going up there,
and yes, Jim, I was afraid of the Red Sox rotation. What I do love is some people are pitching really well that we didn't expect, and Sale's starting to throw already. So, that August time frame, is he going to come back? I think there's a great chance we're going to see him. Oh yeah, Shane, I just seen that. Thank you.
That's right. I forgot about Sale being out there, just like Severino, right? Both of
yes, they're both
of our
slated
big
to come
names.
back. Yep. Both slated to come back. So, pretty cool. And I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Yeah. I cannot wait.
Yeah, no, I
mean, Verdugo again.
Verdugo, I'll tell you, that kid, and I heard he was mic'd up one of the games. And he had the mic on. He was talking to Sanchez and talking to a couple of different guys on the field. And he seems like a good kid. Like, he seems like a nice guy, right? I didn't know him when he was out in L.A., but I didn't know anything of him. But he seems like he's a good guy. So, he was letting them know, hey, man, I'm not looking at the signs. He was looking down. I guess he looks at the home plate when he gets in the box to see where he is. And he was
where his footing is,
talking to Sanchez. Meanwhile, Sanchez doesn't understand the English. So you always have to have every time. It's like, come on, man. You've been on the Yankees like 10 years. You can't learn a couple of English words yet. I don't understand. Every guy that comes up, you have to have an interpreter. You got to bring 5 guys to the mound every time there's a mound visit because you need guys to.
Well, you know what else was funny when he was mic'd up? He was talking to the fans out in left field, and and when he came in, he goes, "Man, who would have thought? I'm out there talking to Yankee fans, and we're just kind of BSing out there." So it was kind of neat. So maybe the rivalry, it's not getting soft; it's just getting different because it's likable players.
That's right. That's right.
Judge, how can you dislike the guy? He looks like he should be playing, tight end for the Giants, for God's sake. You know what I mean? Yeah. I won't say the Jets because he'll die in football hell. That's all.
That's right. That's right. So good.
No, I was going to say, speaking of football hell, Atlanta.
Yeah.
A second and a fourth. That's it.
How?
It had to be the money. Had to be the money.
And they sent a pick to Tennessee.
Number 6. Yeah, a 6th-round pick.
Anything, though. How?
So
how are you only getting 2 picks? You're sending Julio, and you got to send a pick. What kind of wheeling and dealing is that guy got?
Has to be the money. So think about it. It's $15 million this year, and how much guaranteed next year? 23 or some crazy shit.
Money.
So big money. So I mean, I guarantee you teams, and that's probably why, and I know Pats have been, of course, connected to every free agent player
Yeah.
known to mankind, but I'm willing to bet Belichick said, hey, man, you guys got to eat some of this money, or he has to agree to reconstruct it or something like that. But I don't know. I mean, Tennessee got a whole lot better, I think, for that team. And Alex probably won't like this much, but I thought Tennessee had the leg up on Indy before only because of the unknown with Carson Wentz.
I
you
do
get
too.
Carson Wentz from last year, man, people are going to be wishing they had Phillip Rivers, because at least with Rivers, he's not going to make those mistakes.
That's right.
Now I think with Julio, I mean, how are they not? Yes, they are, Alex. I mean, how are they not going to be favorites for the South? And now, what are they behind Buffalo now? I mean, are they above Buffalo? I don't think so.
Yeah, they're at the top. They're in the top. I mean, Titans were in first place. They were in first last year, so now they just get better,
right?
And then in the Falcons. So rumor, like Alex is saying, Julio wanted out. Right, they finished 4-12 last year, last place. I mean, so where are they going? They're going nowhere. I mean, they bring Pitts in, they lose Julio. Okay, so now what? Now what? That does that maybe just even out? And it's still in last place. I mean, who are they? Who's finishing below Atlanta in that division?
Right.
Probably nobody.
No one.
No. So they're in last place again.
Right. And now think about the second round pick they're getting. They're basically getting a third round pick.
Right.
It's going to be a very high second and a very high fourth in 2023. Mm-hmm. So if you're Tennessee, I mean, it's worth it. Maybe the money's a lot, but shit, now you team them up. So you get Derrick Henry, the best running back in the NFL. Mm-hmm. You get Brown, and now you go Julio.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, no doubt.
And again, I'm going to say it. I give Tannehill a lot of shit, but I will say in Tennessee, he's been very adequate in that offense. Very, very adequate in that offense. Yep. Alex, I thought so too, but why did they restructure his contract then? You know what I mean? Why did they restructure it? Why are they even keeping him then? You know, why didn't they go after Fields? Why didn't they go after a quarterback instead of Pitts? I don't understand. I really don't. And then why would Matt Ryan want to stay there? He's 37.
Right. That's right. Right. He's not winning. I mean, so you think, if they were going after Fields, would Julio would he still have wanted to leave?
Yes, I think so, because again, they're not winning. The defense isn't postured to win. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's so you're keeping Ryan on for whatever it is, $19 million this year, taking a cap hit, probably a couple years down the line of 30 or something, but you're not winning.
Mm-hmm.
So why would Matt Ryan want to stay there? That's just the part I don't get. Why isn't he asking to get the hell out of there?
Right. So what does he got left? What does he have left on his contract? Do you know? Is he booked up for the rest of his career, or what?
So I think after restructuring, and I'll pull it out while we're chit chatting here, but I thought he had 2 years left on it.
So I mean, is he going to try and go somewhere when he's 38? I mean, if they didn't go after Fields now, they're not looking to make a change at quarterback.
That's what I mean.
They're not going to do anything next year either. Then they're riding this guy out till he can't move.
So potential out in 2022.
Okay.
Let's see.
But even then, are there any guys coming up that maybe they could go after, trade, move, anything? Is anybody who's looking to go to Atlanta? I mean, it's
so his cap hit in 2022. Holy shit, is $48 million.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
yeah. That'll be good. That'll be.
I wonder what his dead cap would. Well, it says dead cap would be 40. Okay, hold on. Now I know why they didn't get rid of him this year, because his dead cap hit would have been $65 million.
Wow.
Wow. What are these guys signing? Oh, well, he got a $46 million signing bonus. That's why. So, okay, that explains it then. 5 years, $150 million with a $46 million signing bonus. Okay, Jim, can you imagine?
No.
And I don't know how much money you make, but
not
can you
that
imagine
much.
Like coming home and saying, honey, can you see if we got the direct deposit for my signing bonus yet? No, honey, it's not in. And in the morning you wake up and there's $46.5 million in your checking account.
Right. Especially if before that there was 320,000 in there.
Yes.
And it's like, hey, we have 46,320,000 now.
Okay. Hey, honey, can I start getting the good hot dog buns instead of the store name buns?
Oh my God.
I mean, you know what? I guess I wouldn't give a shit winning 4 games a year. I guess I wouldn't care, waking up to that kind of money. So,
but that's really the question. And whoever's listening right now, it's like, would you rather have the money to play on a team that wins 2 games like the Jets, or would you rather make less and be able to be competitive and be in the playoffs and go into maybe go to the Super Bowl? What would you rather do? To me, I would rather take less and play in important games and in the playoffs and try and get to the Super Bowl. It's about, to me, getting the ring, getting the accolades of being there, not an extra couple of million in my bank account.
So I love that Joe's not on the show and somehow the Jets were talked about in that way. I was
wondering why you were laughing.
Oh, that's why. Because I'm thinking every show we talk to Jets and they've won, 4 games, 3 games the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So Alex, they probably did think they could keep Julio happy because, again, his worst season the last 6 years is, besides last year, is 1,394 yards. So, of course, they're going to pay him. But I think they swung and missed on that defense. I don't think offense was ever an issue because they could always score. But I'm still going back to that Super Bowl. They have not been the same since they absolutely choked against New England. And that's still one of my favorite Super Bowls ever because of the situation.
And it was on recently. I actually saw it. When I was out in Baltimore, they were playing a replay. They do the greatest games, greatest Super Bowls. Yep. And there it was. And it's like, man, even when you rewatch it, you think they can't lose. They can't lose this game. And
I don't know if I believe this. Right. I don't know if I'm going to rewatch it
because they may turn it around here. They can't really lose this. It's unbelievable when you watch that game, what happened, how they blew it. I mean, was it 28-3 at halftime or something? Or even third quarter?
23 with what, 3 minutes left in the third quarter. I mean, it was well past halftime. Yeah. And all they had to do was run the ball.
No, they're throwing.
But they're throwing an interception, a sack, an incomplete pass to stop the clock, a strip sack. It's just like over and over and over. Terrible. So looking at the Titans now, so let's run down their offensive weapons here. I don't know much about their tight ends. Anthony Fursker is their potential starting tight end. Hey, he went to Harvard. He's a smart guy. So I don't know if that turns into football, but hey, you know what? If anybody can figure out, it's Mr. Fursker there. But now you got Henry, Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, Josh Reynolds. I believe they picked him up too, didn't they? No, he's a draft pick. So no, from the Rams. He came over from the Rams. That's right. Because Davis left and Jonnu Smith left for New England.
Yeah, 2 of them. Yep.
Yeah. So he had 52 yards, 600 yards, and 2 touchdowns last year. So not bad on that offense where he was probably the number 3 or 4. And then they picked up. So their big defensive signing was Bud Dupree, right? Out of where was he? A Steeler? Wasn't he a Steeler last year? Why Pittsburgh?
I think so. That's what's coming to mind when you're saying his name.
Yeah, Bud Dupree. I want to say he was with Pittsburgh last year. So, that team is postured to win. But I'll tell you what, man, as I look through the Colts, you don't find many holes with the Colts either. And I'm just sticking to the AFC South offense there. Yep. You got Taylor coming back. Get T.Y., which I know he's a little bit older, but he knows that offense. I like Zach Pascal, to be quite honest, too, and he's not even projected as a starter. You got Pittman, you got Paris Campbell, you got Jack Doyle at tight end. I mean, you signed Eric Fisher. You just don't really know what you're getting yet. But that defense is scary. That defense looks good. I mean, they just do. So I still think, Alex, and I'll tell you, and I'll tell you what, Alex, I think Indy could take it depending on what Wentz does.
Yeah,
but
that's the question mark. Yeah,
who's stopping the freight train in Tennessee though in the playoffs when they start running that ball? You know,
but we said it. We said Henry can go 200 or he can go 28. Right? I mean, he has games
Julio.
where
You mean Julio?
No, I was talking about Derrick Henry. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I jumped to Tennessee in my mind for some reason.
right. And Julio can have those games, but boy, I mean, I guess he had a running game with what's his name? Devontae Freeman was pretty good for a couple years. Yep. Now the guy on the Jets, Coleman, right? Tevin Coleman. I mean, he was there as a receiving back as well. So they had decent running games, but nothing like he's walking into. And Henry, they're still going to run him like crazy. You know, he's going to get his 25 touches a game. And I mean, now you go Julio Jones one-on-one on the outside, which I don't know if he ever had in Atlanta. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's going to be scary. And honestly, I think A.J. Brown is going to be the kind of the receiver that goes crazy next year. I think he's going to benefit big time from this signing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you can't cover everybody. He could be the big,
he's going to run right by you. Yeah. He's going to run right by it. Cause I mean, let's face it, Julio makes those tough catches. He used to run by people. He's not that wide receiver anymore. So now you've got a young kid and A.J. Brown out of Ole Miss, another SEC kid. They really know how to build that offense. I'm telling you, besides Tannehill, if they just had an SEC quarterback, I'd probably like Tennessee just a little bit more because, I hate the Big 12. I can't stand them, and that's where Mr. Tannehill comes from. But anyways, going to be a scary team. Second and the fourth, again, it's like a low third and a low fifth when you really think about it. And not a lot, but that's a lot of money. I mean, I'm trying to bring up Julio's contract right now. In fact, let me bring it up here. I know we've talked about it forever, but I'm really curious. Salary. Let's see here. So Julio's contract, and it's guaranteed. I want to say, potential buyout 2022. So he's guaranteed. Actually, not so bad. 15 this year. And then 11 and 11. So if you think about it, it's really not that bad.
Yeah. No, that's manageable. You can deal with that. It's not
11
40 million dead.
right. And then the dead cap in 2022 is only 2 million. So you know what? If you don't win it this year and it doesn't work out at all, it's not so bad. So they're only on the hook for 15 million this year and then can get out of it next year. So I guess it's not so bad. But Atlanta, it looks like, is getting hit with a 7.7 this year. And then Atlanta gets hit with a 15 million and a half next year. So they must have gave him a $25 million sign-in bonus. So that's where all that's coming in. So, okay. So Atlanta's still on the hook for about 23 million in dead cap money. So that's kind of crazy. Now you think about it. But,
yeah. Well,
and he's going to be 32 this year. So, but I'll tell you what, I think it made them a lot better.
Wow, another guy swinging for the fences. 7 seasons.
Matt, stop it.
Boy.
Stop it. So Matt, of course, loves Big 12. Look, Matt, I actually praise Tannehill. He has been playing good in Tennessee. He has. But that's because he has the best running back in football. You give him one of your Big 12 stiffs, and I guarantee you he's looking like he did in Miami again. So,
yep.
Hold on. Let's see another news. So Cam did all this. Oh, I hate you. But anyways, so So it looks like Cam and Patriot news, since we're talking Cam, and it's not scam. Look, Matt, you're a Patriot fan. Just back him up, man, will you? So it looks like Cam hurt his hand, and Jones came in, didn't look too good. And Stidham, I heard, looked great. So there's the Stidham watch of the week.
Come on.
Stidham really? Came in, zinging the ball around, and he said, "Hey, don't forget about me." So I am really curious to see. Yeah, but he had what, 20? He had 22 total. I mean, you have to count his rushing touchdowns. You have to. So just stop. Enough. It's going to be better this year. But anyways.
Yeah.
So
what happened to his hand? He had his hand on someone's helmet or something?
So at first I heard, I guess they throw these little bags. I never heard of this. So they throw bags at like the quarterbacks when the play's over or some kind of shit. And that's what I heard at first, that he hit his hand on one of these little bean bags or something. I don't know why they do it to compensate for something. I don't know. I didn't understand it. But then I heard he hit it on a helmet. So he was fine. I guess he was in the locker room after. But of course, you know, the radio stations around here are going, here we go. The Mac Jones era is starting. I mean, Cam's still practicing for the most part. Yep. You know, and they're already talking about that. But I'm really curious how he's going to pick up the playbook. I think it's Cam's job to lose, and Belichick's pretty much said that. Mm-hmm. So I'll be curious. I can't wait till, July? Middle of next month camp starts, right? Or end of next month in July, right? So that's when hopefully we'll see some footballs being thrown, see how he's throwing the ball, and not just against the Jets. You know, I can't build off that last game.
It's interesting, though, that Stidham looked better than Jones did. All of a sudden, yes. That's Stidham got in that one game. Was it last year, the year before, and couldn't get out of his own way. And now, all of a sudden, now he looks like something. He's been practicing, I guess, or something. But
saying, "Holy shit, I better do something before they bench my ass." You know what I mean? So,
and I mean, even so, they go into the season. They're not going to keep all three of those guys. Is Hoyer still there too? Well, no.
Hoyer is signed. So they have 4 quarterbacks.
So okay. So what's going on?
So I
one
think
of them going to play tight end.
Cam maybe. Cam's about the only one I would be okay with the tight end.
Wow.
So I think Hoyer's there to help mentor and coach, to be quite honest, because he definitely can't play. Mm-hmm. You know, Stidham, I just think if there was something there, we would have seen him last year. I mean, I would hope we would.
There you go. Right. So he's going to go somewhere. You would think he's not going to stay there.
No. But I mean, will they keep 4? They're not paying a lot of money. I mean, you know, Stidham, you're probably paying a couple million. Hoyer, you're paying a couple million. Cam is only guaranteed 3, and Mac Jones is going to get it. So you're only talking. Yeah. I mean, I say only, but probably 15, 16 million for all 4 quarterbacks at the most.
But you don't need him. But you don't need him, though.
No, you don't. Unless we're in that much trouble at quarterback.
Yeah.
Then you do. But then I would hope you would have gone after somebody or tried to pry Matt Ryan from Atlanta, or do that. I know it is, Alex. It's a dead roster spot. I mean, it really is. You know,
I mean, if Cam goes down and Mac Jones isn't getting it done, they're just going to turn to Stidham, or they're going to say, "Hey, we got to do something else. We got to try and trade for Mariota, somebody." I don't know. Well, you're just going to ride with Stidham then, and then how many wins you getting? Oh.
Or did they re-sign Hoyer just to cut him so the Jets wouldn't sign him? So the Jets would have to go after someone else. Here comes the Jet talk again. Yeah, here we go. The Jet talk in a negative manner again.
Actually, right. Maybe Stidham's warming up for the Jets. Maybe that's what it is. Jets need a backup. Well, maybe they need a starter. Who knows?
I don't know. Did you see Mahomes in the Super Bowl? He looked like shit. I don't want him.
Wow. Wow.
Matt, he wouldn't work in our offense. That's all I'm going to say. He wouldn't work in our offense. Um,
yeah.
So I don't know. I'm still kind of curious about which direction we're going there. I don't know. It's, we have four still.
Right. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. And what are they going to do with N'Keal Harry? Is he going to be gone now that this trade talk's gone? I mean, unless we're going to trade for Aaron Rodgers, unless that's in the mix.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. You can send we'll give you 3 quarterbacks for Aaron Rodgers. How about that?
We just want to keep Mac Jones. That's all. Let us keep Mac Jones.
Oh my God.
But that instantly turned into a dead issue too, though.
Yeah.
You hear all this stuff, and now all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers is quiet.
Right.
Packers Prez comes out and says, "What the fans are divided because of this."
Yeah. Wait, you think they want that? Do you think they want that? I mean, that town.
Hell no.
Doesn't that town still own? Isn't it still set up that way where they're like the town owns the team?
Yeah, they own the team.
So then when they have meetings, then they have like, hey, we're having a town meeting at the city hall here. We're going to talk about the Packers' moves this offseason, right? I mean, what does that look like? What does that entail when they got to decide we're going to raise the price of popcorn and we're thinking about Rodgers? I mean, what are we talking about? I don't know.
We're going to construct 4 more Packer houses. And what are we doing with Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep. I got to get out there. That's one of the stadiums I haven't been to yet. And I got to get out there one of these years, take a ride. Now I don't want to go if it's not going to be Rodgers there. Right. I probably should have went when it was the Giants beating Favre in that game. That would have been a great game to see.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Oh, my God. Frozen.
Well, I think just the atmosphere, like I said, my brother went out there with my dad 2 years ago, 2019, I want to say. Watched him play Atlanta, actually.
Oh, yeah?
And he said it was just crazy. You're walking through the neighborhood, and there was a Packer house that my dad knew of. So they went in, and there's shrimp, there's steak, there's chicken. And it's just you walk in, and everyone's like, hey, how you doing? It's like a little hippie commune. And you're just walking around, just hanging out. You're drinking beer. Everything's donation. Hey, man, just throw a couple bucks in whatever. And you drink all the beer you want, eat all the food. Everything's painted, orange and yellow. I mean, green and yellow in there, Packer yellow. So it's like, man, it's just amazing, man. I want experience. I do. I want to experience that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know about that. That makes it even better.
Yeah,
I mean, I
guess they're everywhere. They're everywhere in that neighborhood.
Wow.
They're just called Packer houses. And like whatever small town you're from, you just head up that way and just go hang out with all your locals from that town. He said it's the craziest shit he's ever seen.
Wow. Yeah. That's got to be cool to see their all the memorabilia they have on hand there, and just to walk through the field and sit in the stands there, just like Soldier Field or any of these other old time, got to get out to some of these places. But yeah.
And then my dad was pissed. They actually ran out of PBR. That's when you're at a Packer game. When you run out of PBR.
Wow.
How do you run out of PBR?
Wow. I mean, you didn't know they had a whole game that week?
Yeah, no shit. They didn't pack it up.
Wow.
And Matt, Tom Brady threw to N'Keal Harry, so I don't want to hear it. It's Harry. It's not any of the quarterbacks. Sorry. Not made for this offense. I wish he was. But yeah, so it's crazy. I want to get up there as well. Other than that, quiet on the Patriot news front, man. Not a lot right now. It's quiet. OTAs are done now, right? So for the most part, and then mandatory is next? Is it the end of this month they do mandatories?
I'm not sure.
I got to get my dates together.
July? Beginning of July?
PBR Natty Light. Oh, man.
5-game package looks better and better. Wow, he's got a ticket plan there. 5 games. Nice. You get to pick which games you want, or is it, they decide for you? Sometimes even like the Yankee games, you can pick like a Saturday schedule and you get like 8 Saturday games. You don't necessarily get to pick them all. You just that's how it used to be, before all of this stuff that happened with COVID. But you could pick a Saturday plan or a Sunday plan or a Tuesday night plan, whatever the hell you want to do.
Huh.
So Titan 5-game packages. Oh, one marquee matchup. Wow.
Oh
nice.
boy, you're going to Kansas City game, huh?
Nice.
I mean, that's going to be the true test there, won't it? I mean, let's see. Let's see Tennessee's schedule this year.
I wish they were in town. I was in Nashville and I walked over that bridge that takes you right to the stadium there, but it wasn't football season when I was there. I was there for some conference or something. And I forget what street that is, Matt. I'm sure you know that main street there that the bridge is on with all the bars and everything, live music, and really cool place to hang out.
Let's see. They play the Steelers, the Niners, of course, the in-conference games, Saints, Rams. That should be a good game. Chiefs, okay. Chiefs 10-24 week before. Ooh, so they got the Bills, Chiefs, Colts, and Rams all in a row. Wow. I guess we're going to see what they're made of then, won't we? Wow,
is that early? Is that how they kick off?
No, it's October 18th, 24th, 31st, and then the 7th. And then they play the Saints, which I know Drew Brees isn't there, but I still think Jameis Winston is a viable quarterback. So 5 pretty tough games. I mean, in a row, that's a tough stretch. Really is.
Yeah, wow. Rams will be a tough game. Rams are soft. I don't know. I think that'll be a tough game. Rams defense. Rams defense and
Rams are soft. Because he doesn't like Matt Stafford. That's why.
Well, wow, that might be the quote of the year on this show. Wow, that's pretty good.
Mahoney knows as much about football as I do about flying a space shuttle. Oh,
wow.
Man.
Wow. Your brother's not in the space program, right?
No.
Is he on the Space Force? No.
He's not in the Space Force either. Okay. He tried to get in, but he's too old, and it's probably because of his age. He's old.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's amazing. So Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, they've been viable the last couple of years. And now you put in Deshaun Jackson, which I know he's getting older and slower, but he's still there. And you get Tyler Higbee at tight end. So
they're a solid team.
Yeah. Hell yeah, they're a solid. Soft, Matt. Come on, stop it. Just stop it.
Yep.
All right.
Let's see when that game comes up.
Yeah. God, no wide receivers. I forgot more football than you. Well, it seems like you forgot everything, Matt. Okay, not just some football. You forgot everything.
Mm-hmm.
That defense is a wrecking crew, and I'll tell you what. Watch out for Cam Akers this year. I think this is Cam Akers' year to take over, and he's going to go nuts. I think he's going to go nuts this year.
Yep.
So
it's funny. I mean, you look so forward to summertime and vacations and getting out and beach and all this stuff. The football, you don't have the football. Why can't we have the football too?
I know.
You need the football to tie it all together, but that's what I look forward to the cold weather for.
So Matt, you talk about how many wins for Stafford. You say Barry Sanders was the best running back ever. How many Super Bowls they win with him? Yeah, he retired because he played in Detroit. So I don't want to hear about Matt Stafford. You go to Detroit, it's just a prison sentence. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm not a fan of Stafford either. But, I mean, he's got a solid team around him. And I was really surprised that the Rams traded Goff for him. I didn't see that coming. I mean, Goff is younger.
Wow.
And, he had an injury too, right? But Barry played QB. But I was surprised to bring in Stafford. Stafford with his back and the issues he's had. I was surprised that he did that. I thought McVay was a big fan of Goff. McVay, not McVay.
Yeah.
Right? But,
I mean, I guess not. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you what.
They won a Super Bowl a few years ago.
Right. No, No, he didn't play quarterback. But if you're saying, I mean, so it was all Stafford's fault. Then it was all Barry Sanders' fault. He must have sucked at running back because they never won. He must have, because they were terrible when Barry Sanders played. See, this is why nobody takes you serious, Matt. This is why your knowledge is just not there, man.
Who was it? Rodney Pete? Who was the quarterback? Andre Ware? Right? Was it those guys?
God, those guys came out of. But I wonder if they went somewhere other than Detroit.
Pete Mitchell? Was Pete Mitchell a quarterback?
Would they have been good? Pete.
Wasn't he a quarterback there too?
Probably. I mean, they were terrible. Matt Moore, all those guys. They're always bad. They're Detroit.
Yeah.
You can't.
And every year they're on Thanksgiving. Every year we got to watch them on Thanksgiving. Why?
God.
Why?
I mean, players go there to die. AP, please don't sign with Detroit again. Okay, and I mean, I think Adrian Peterson needs to retire anyways. But hot damn, just stop.
Yep.
Don't sign with Detroit. Please don't.
No.
I don't know.
Anyway. So hopefully, things start turning around for me in the Yankee land. Back to baseball. Hopefully the Yankees start overachieving and Boston starts playing to their ability and coming back to earth a little bit. That's what I'm hoping. That's my hope for the week. That's my hope for the week. All right.
That's my hope for the week.
Yeah. Let's back to baseball. Back to the season we're in.
It's just not going to happen. I mean, until they get rid of Boone.
Major changes are going to happen if it doesn't.
And re-sign Joe Girardi. They need Joe Girardi back. They should
never
let him go.
Come on.
He lost
the locker room. That's why they let him go. And now he's down in Philly, and look what's happening. He's fighting with the players down there.
That's a train wreck, I know. But I'd just like to see even more controversy there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who we would go after. Maybe it's one of the coaches. Maybe it's Phil Nevin, right? I mean, he just came back from a bad COVID bout. He lost a bunch of weight, and he's still out there fighting last night for the players, though, unlike Boone.
Sick. I don't know. I've been saying since the beginning of the season how Boone needs to perform. Yep. And he's just not. That team is just not there.
Every post game, he says the same things. We got to get right. We got to work a little harder. We got to work at it. We got to keep working. Come on, man. You say the same things. We're 60 games in already. We got to do something here. You can't just. And I mean, really, what do you do? I mean, I'm going to change the lineup around. I'm going to send the guy down. I'm going to sit this guy. I'm going to bring this guy. There's only so much you can do. You only have a handful of guys to work with, or
Right.
They brought up Gittins from the minors and big kid, another big monster of a kid. Have you seen him, Chris?
Gittins? First baseman. He wears like 92 or something like that.
92. Yeah. I think he's the first Yankee to wear 92.
Yeah. They said that last night. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, but big guy. I mean, you had him and Judge, and maybe we should just do a tug of war. Have all of them on one side of
airplane pull or something. You know what I mean with those guys, or Alex KC. They're 29 and 28. I mean, look out for the Royals.
There we go.
Let's see how Benny's doing. I haven't seen how Benintendi's done. Let's see here. Let me pull up some stats here for Kansas City. Before he
did get hot there for a little bit. He started off terrible. They thought, what the hell did we do bringing him in? But then I saw about a month in, they said, Benintendi is hot and is driving in runs and getting hits, and I don't know where he's at today.
294, 6 home runs, 29 RBIs. Hey, I'll tell you what, not bad. Yeah. I mean, I would take that for leadoff for us, but I like Verdugo out and left. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
His fielding's always been great. He played a great left field in Boston. I mean, he really did. Yeah. And now his bat's coming along, but I like Verdugo in left too. You know what I mean? I wasn't happy about losing our whole outfield.
Yeah.
God, I mean, a span of 2 years, we lost them all. And, we had our whole outfield. I said it before. We got Bogey. We got Devers at third. We got Dalbach at first. I mean, that's all homegrown talent. Yeah. 6 out of 8 position players, and Christian Vasquez, I believe, came up. So there's 7. There's 7 homegrown players that weren't free agents. Pay the guys that come up, and they just didn't do it. But they know something we didn't, because they're playing pretty damn good now. So I'll give them credit. So,
I mean, you have to. You think, like you said, you overhauled your whole outfield, and now look at what's happening. I mean, you wouldn't have thought it. I didn't think it. I didn't know anything about Verdugo, but man, they're playing good baseball. And I hate to see it, and I hate to say it, but that's what's happening. I mean, well,
it's sad. Jim has given in.
Luckily, the season isn't over yet. Luckily, the season's not over yet. We have plenty of game left. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, 60 games in almost. We got another 102 or 3 for some teams, 100 for others. So, yeah, it's starting to get interesting though. Once we start getting to these 90-degree temps like we got right now, which can leave any day now. I love the summer, but come on, let's not do this in early June. Save this for July and August. But
that's right.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. We get Sale back. You guys get your boy back, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
interesting times.
No doubt. Get Britton back. Get a couple of the other guys, O'Day, and
I forgot about Britton. Yeah.
Britton's been out.
Britton, yeah.
So it's been 65 here in Washington. Nice.
Probably 95 out right now, Alex. Let me look at my.
Yeah, it's been hot here. Oh my God!
It's
this
gross.
Weekend, yesterday was well over 90, probably over 95, and I went for a bike ride. I'm like, what am I out of my mind?
I was throwing mulch, and so this is what I did on a 95-degree day yesterday. I go inside my camper, which I can't turn my AC on because I'll pop all the circuit breakers in my garage. So I'm inside of it. And I'm vacuuming. I pull off all the walls. I stop vacuuming the insides because we got some critters hit here and there in our camper. And I'm just sweating. This sweat pouring off me. I walk out of the camper into 95, and it felt like the AC. I'm like, I better go in my house right now.
You're going to pass out.
Because if this is cool, I'm about to die. Go in the house. I'm freezing to death. I go back out to the camper. I throw some mulch. I put a new electric jack on my tongue. And I'm just like, what am I doing? Yeah. It's 95 and it was humid. I don't know how it was there, Jim.
Brutal.
It was like 90 and it felt like 95 with the humidity. It's just disgusting right now.
I mean, you look forward to it. I mean, we put a pool up, and then I was putting some lattice up on the deck, and same thing. I'm like, and then I stopped to go for a bike ride. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I'm not 19 years old anymore. I can't do this.
No. And I'm waiting for pool parts, so I didn't even have my pool. I don't even have my pool open yet, and I don't know. Baseball is great. Think back many years. Wow, I think my kids were born then. Name the last SEC quarterback to win an NFL playoff game. Playoff game, huh? Let's see. I mean, I hate to say it, but probably Peyton Manning. When he was with Denver, when he won the Super Bowl in Denver. Have a good night, Alex. Enjoy that weather.
Yeah. Down in Washington. Manning. Let's see.
I'm going to say Manning. But you know what's awesome, Matt? That the Manning brothers have won what? They've won 4 Super Bowls, right?
Eli's won some?
Eli's won 2. Peyton's won 2. And that's 3 more than any Big 12 quarterback ever. You can say the Von Miller Bowl. You asked me, name the last SEC quarterback to win a playoff game. It was Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was the quarterback, so he won the playoff game. You can say it was the Von Miller Bowl, but I don't think he was playing offense too, was he? That's one player out of 22. Sorry, one player isn't going to win a Super Bowl, Matt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning. Yeah. How about his brother, Eli? Joe Namath? There's Joe Namath. He makes an appearance on the show.
Again.
Joe Namath always shows up.
What was it, Dak? Yeah.
Last one, yeah.
My bad. I kind of read into Super Bowl. So Matt, now that I answered your question, here's another trivia. Like Shaney asked, besides Pat Mahomes, name another Big 12 quarterback that won a Super Bowl. Let me save you some time. There isn't one. There just isn't one. There isn't one. So you better hope Tennessee does better, because in chances are they wouldn't get past Kansas City anyways. But anyways, so Matt, you're in who clocked? Yeah. Who's the last Big 12 quarterback to lose in the Super Bowl? Pat Mahomes. God, I could do this all day. Jim's like, will you guys shut the F up?
That's good stuff.
Blaine Gabbert. Blaine Gabbert last year. I mean, what? Oh, God.
Blaine Gabbert last year.
Oh, he sucks.
You want a playoff game? You want a playoff game?
He did not win a playoff game last year. Did not. And he won a Super Bowl ring.
Won a Super Bowl.
And actually, Blaine Gabbert, I guess Missouri may have been the Big 12 then, right? In 2011? Were they in? Oh, boy. Yeah, Shaney and Matt. So, Jim, if you ever want a good show, if you ever see a sports, a football Big 12 versus SEC, just start reading the comments, because it's fun with watching Shaney, Matt Mahoney, myself, and a few of my other friends that really get into college football talk about it.
No, that's good.
Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious. Damn that.
Yeah.
And Missouri's in the SEC. Don't you forget it. So with that, so it looks like Joe wasn't going to be able to pop on. He was hoping he was going to be able to. So Jim started us out today, and of course that went south because we started talking about the Yankees right off. We actually got a Jets segment in. We mentioned Joe Namath again. So it's the Bean Apple, ladies and gentlemen. Right. It's never a complete show. I mean, we talked to Eli. We talked Peyton. Matt is a great person. Just football IQ of Forrest Gump. In fact, he may have a lower football IQ than Forrest Gump did.
Wow.
And I think that, and he lived in Greenbow, Alabama, SEC country. So, I mean, how do you feel about that, Matt? How do you feel?
It all ties. You see, you wrap that all up like that. That's pretty good. Tied it all up with a bow. Look at that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, Jim, I think we're good. We could watch Shaney and Matt go on forever, but we can let that carry over to Facebook. Red Sox are winning 5-2, Jim. I just wanted to let you know. So that could potentially be 5 in a row now.
Oh, well, the Yankees aren't losing. They're off tonight. So
they are. And I don't think Tampa's playing, so they can't even lose any ground tonight. So the Borman spin machine. I love that. Good shit, Matt. Everybody, thanks for joining. I don't know how we exit the show.
I think
Jim,
we just hit leave.
We just hit leave and just head out.
Yeah.
All right, we'll hit leave and go from there. So, probably getting on again. Next Monday? I'm assuming. Maybe this Thursday. I don't know. Yeah, maybe Thursday. Joe will send it out through Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. So, if you guys want to jump on Thursday again and join us, hopefully he'll be able to hop on as well and talk more sports. Thanks, middle bro. And yes, you did get to bash Matt. So
I'll tell you, you guys make the show. So we appreciate you guys coming on and commenting. Do. That's what it's all about. Yep.
Matt, start coming on more because we love to educate. We're not here just for info, but we love to educate about sports and football. I mean, baseball, you're probably there, man. You can talk some good baseball. Football, though, I have to question that, Matt. I got to question that. So we'll leave on that. So once again, have a great night. For John and Jim, we're out.